Welcome to the Northern Premier League Goal Show for Saturday, the 9th of November. It was FA Trophy Day, but there was still some action in the BetVictor Northern Premier Division, and it was Radcliffe against Scarborough. Radcliffe got the great start. Liam Ellis firing home. Perhaps the keeper, Tommy Taylor, might wanted to do better on that one. There was nearly a comedy own goal at the other end. James Walshaw just couldn't get hold of the rebound after it came back off the bar. And then another chance for Radcliffe. A mistake by Dom Roma, opening it up for Matt Hughes. Another header chance as well for Scarborough, tipped over the bar by Ollie Martin. And then when Matthew Crothers failed to clear inside his own box, Michael Coulson had a shot that was pushed away by Martin. Scarborough did get an equaliser though. James Walshaw finding space on the right, and with everyone expecting a cross, he managed to create enough room to sneak the ball into the far corner with his left foot. Radcliffe retook the lead in the second half. A real error from Roma and Taylor, a real mix-up, enabling Kingsley William to snatch in and fire into the unguarded goal. Radcliffe had a few chances to make sure late on. Ben Wharton appeared to be in a bear hug there, but he did get his chance for a goal a bit later on as Scarborough pushed forward. Radcliffe hit them on the break. A foul by Wayne Brooksby. May feel like he got a touch of the ball on that one, but the ref pointed to the spot and Wharton stepped up. His shot too strong for Tommy Taylor. Radcliffe have now won 5 of their last 6 games.
He will have it till its conclusion. And the game brought to its conclusion. I'm not sure.
Bamber Bridge and Staley Bridge went head-to-head for the second time in a month. And James Dean opened the scoring on only his second appearance at Bridge. And a lovely solo effort this one, turning in and out and then finding that far corner. Dean's goal threat, a welcome boost to Alistair Waddicker, who turned provider on this. Waddicker had scored 7 of Bamber Bridge's last 8 goals. He crossed for Dean to nod in his second, and Bamber Bridge had a 2-0 lead. But Staley Bridge mounted a comeback, and shortly after the hour mark, a short corner found Declan Walker, and his cross was nodded home at the back post by Darius Osai. Osai would then show some great strength to hold up the ball here and fire into the bottom corner and level things up. And then just a few minutes later, Osai again causing problems. Probably a shot that one, but Craig Hobson got a decisive touch on the ball. And Staley Bridge went away 3-2 winners, the same score that they managed to win in the reverse fixture. Lancaster welcomed Hyde United to the Giant Axe, knowing a win would put them top of the table with South Shields not in action. They had an early free kick saved by Luke Newitt, and then Hyde had their first chance at the back post. A golden opportunity, that one. Then a slip at the back enabled David Norris, in fine goal scoring form this season, to open up the scoring just after the half-hour mark. And Norris could have had a second. Denied. A great save by Newitt at the back post. Lancaster just couldn't find that second goal. And Hyde almost scored an equaliser in stunning fashion. A great shot, a great effort and a great save. But Hyde did get the equalising goal, and it happened here. You may not catch it so well, but it was Dan Turner who scrambled the ball home for 1-1. With 7 minutes to go though, the Dolly Blues restored their advantage. That was after a penalty claim had got waved away. It was Lewis Fensom who scrambled in this one after the goalkeeper just couldn't hold on following that corner. And Lancaster were dreaming of going top of the league, but they were denied by the very last kick of the game. There was fireworks going off in the background, and Liam Tong hit a firework of his own to rescue a point for the Tigers. And me and Lancaster have to make do with second place in the Premier Division. Elsewhere in the Premier Division, there were just two other matches. Mickleover Sports were soundly beaten 4-1 at home by Witton Albion, and Warrington Town won 2-1 at home to Stafford Rangers. Tony Gray scoring a late winner in that one. There was just one Northern Premier League representative in the FA Cup first round proper, and it was Nantwich Town playing in the first round at home for the first time ever. They were beaten 1-0 by AFC Fylde. Ryan Croasdale's goal on the stroke of half-time, breaking the Dabbers' hearts in front of a 1,500 crowd. The NPL bow out of the FA Cup for another year. South Shields remain top of the table. They're a point clear of Lancaster, who move above Baseford United, who of course weren't in league action. Warrington Town consolidate their playoff place. They've now got a 6-point cushion on 5th place FC United. At the bottom, Buxton, Gainsborough and Stafford are in the relegation places. FA Trophy second qualifying round weekend, and there were plenty of Northern Premier League teams in action. We start at Broadhurst Park, an all Northern Premier League clash between FC United and Baseford United. Baseford had brought their tape measure to measure that famous header from Stefan Golinski in their recent game in the Cup, in the league, I should say. And FC made all the early running before taking the lead. A lovely header from Michael Donoghue on 21 minutes broke the deadlock. That lead didn't last long though. Brad Gascoigne heading home from close range off a corner just 5 minutes later. Paul Ennis was credited with the second goal, but try and work out what's happened here. He's flashed the shot across and it's taken a deflection, has it, off the keeper or off an attacker in the goal, who knows. It went down as Ennis's goal. And then the informed Tunde Owolabi got his customary goal, slotting home comfortably. He could have had another one in the second half. But it mattered little as FC United progressed to the next round of the FA Trophy. South Shields welcomed AFC Rushden and Diamonds to the North East, and they dispatched of them comfortably. Jason Gilchrist opened the scoring. A nice finish into the far corner there. And Gilchrist had a bit of a field day, it has to be said. He slid one through for Adam Thurston to tidily finish for 2-0. Gilchrist got his second goal in the second half. Good footwork, creating the space for a nice finish again into the far corner. And then late on, Shields got a fourth. The defender dispossessed, and Lee Mason peeled off to the back post for a tap-in. Two more Premier Division sides clashed in the FA Trophy as Matlock Town welcomed Ashton United. Chris Downey's header comfortably saved by John Stewart early on. And it would be a penalty that decided this game. There was the foul, and Spencer Harris stepped up and made sure. And Luke Potter was pleased to be through to the next round.
We're in the hat for the next round. We had to dig deep at times, but clean sheet. We scored one more than them and win the next round of the hat.
Life certainly won't be boring for Gainsborough Trinity under Curtis Woodhouse if his start to his managerial reign is anything to go by. They were involved in an 8-goal thriller at National League Northside Tamworth. Brodie Litchfield got the first of the 8 goals on 7 minutes. Curtis Morrison made it 2-0 just 2 minutes later. But Tamworth got back in it. A penalty there. The keeper tried to round the keeper. The keeper brought him down. And Rhys Honers stepped up, sent the keeper the wrong way. That was 2-1. Litchfield had a chance to restore the 2-goal advantage, but was denied by the goalkeeper. But it fell back out for Morrison again. He converted after 35 minutes for 3-1. In the second half, Wilder's cross was nodded home. That was 3-2. But Tamworth just couldn't reel Gainsborough in. And Shane Clark's cross was nodded home at the near post by Ross Hanna, to the delight of the fans behind that goal. They had a fifth when Simon Russell found space from the left corner of the box and slotted home nicely. And although Dan Creaney came across his man to fire home late on for Tamworth, it wasn't enough. And Woodhouse's excellent start to life at Gainsborough continues.
I thought we were outstanding. Played some unbelievable football today. Breathtaking at times how we shifted the ball through the thirds and moved it with real pace and real quality and opened them up numerous times. So yeah, very, very pleasant afternoon.
Elsewhere in the FA Trophy, Atherton Collieries got the better of Morpeth Town, 2-1 there to book their place in the hat for the next round. Colne pulled off another cup upset this season as they defeated Premier Division Buxton 3-1. Grantham Town bowed out of the competition. Reece Hewitt's brace earning Hales Owen Town a 2-1 win there. Workington were 3-1 winners at Leek Town. Whitby Town, after their FA Cup heroics, they were knocked out of the FA Trophy. Peterborough Sports beating them 2-0. Runcorn Linux left it very late. Zach Ailey's goal equalising against Prescott Cables for a 1-1 draw. They'll go again on Tuesday night in the replay. And Sutton Coldfield Town were beaten 5-1 at home by Hensford Town. There were some games in the North West Division 2. Droylsden 1, Dunstan 4. Scott Heslop with a hat-trick for Dunstan there. Kendal Town won back-to-back games in the league for the first time since August 2018 as they beat Brighouse Town 4-2, coming from 2 goals down. Marine drew 1-1 at home to Pontefract Collieries. Mosley were 1-0 winners over Pickering Town. Marshall United are up to second in the table after they beat Tadcaster Albion 2-0. And Trafford continued their recent run of form. They beat Ossett United 1-0. Darius Palmer with the only goal of that game. Workington remain top of the table. Masks are there in second. Trafford now up to 7th and have got the playoff places in their sights. At the bottom, Ossett United continue to struggle. Pickering, though, are bottom. In the BetVictor Northern Premier South East Division, Ilkeston Town missed out on the opportunity to go top of the table as they were held to a 2-2 draw by Lincoln United. Alex Marshall and Jack Whitewick exchanged early goals before Whitewick give Lincoln the lead 90 minutes from time. Mason Lee equalised in injury time for Ilkeston. A win would have taken them above Carlton Town, whose game at home to Market Drayton Town fell victim of the weather. Caldemid returned to Loughborough Dynamo and marked his return with a goal as they beat Kidsgrove Athletic 2-0. Spalding United ensured Newcastle Town's winless home run continued as they won 2-1. Tom Siddons scored a brace for Stamford as they were 2-0 winners over Chase Town. Stocksbridge Park Steels left it late to snatch a draw at home to Worksop Town 2-2. And Belper Town maintained the only unbeaten record left in the NPL. Alex Peterson's brace firing them to a 2-1 win over Wisbech Town. Carlton, one of the stories of the season so far, they remain top of the South East Division, just ahead of Ilkeston, who are up to second. Cleethorpes, Stamford and Leek see out the playoff places. Belper are down in 8th place, but they've only played 8 games and remain unbeaten and certainly are capable of being much higher in the league if they can win their games in hand. At the bottom, Sutton Coldfield, another side who have only played a handful of league games. They are bottom of the table, 2 points behind Newcastle, Wisbech and Market Drayton, who have all played many more games than Sutton Coldfield so far. Thanks as always for all the volunteers who provide the video coverage to make this show possible. We hope you enjoy it. Please do share and leave your comments, and we'll see you again next week. That's full time for now.